everyone, this is Jackie Williams, and I've had some questions about creating a mask, particularly on a card that I posted a few days ago here on YouTube using the shaded summer and a rainbow technique. So I wanted to show you this technique in a little more detail. I think the more accurate description would be to call this a reverse mask. Sometimes we create a mask where we cover up an image and then stamp or ink around it, where this, we're actually creating a template where the ink is going in the holes of the mask, for lack of a better word. So I've recreated it in cardstock so that you could see better how that works. So just for ease on this video, I've used the Picture This dies, so I could just run that through and create the template easily. So I've just used a piece of cardstock. The reason why cardstock can be a bit tricky is because if I put the piece that I want to actually ink and stamp on underneath here, I can't actually see where or how it's positioned on my white cardstock. You can't tell if it's straight. For example, if you had a square, or you can't tell if it's right at the edge. So I prefer to create a template using acetate, or you could even use vellum, but something where you can see where your template is positioned on your cardstock. So what we'll do is, I do recommend that you tape that down at least on 2 sides, if not 3 sides. Keeping in mind that your paper itself is not taped down. So as you are inking, you will want to kind of keep some pressure on that so that the paper itself doesn't slide around. So I'm going to use, just for this example, Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay. I'll start with my lighter color. And I'm just going to use a blending brush. I'm only put ink on the upper half of these circles. Now I'll grab the Bermuda Bay, and I'm not going to change brushes because it's a very similar color. And again, hang on to your paper. Now we only have ink in the circles, and hopefully that makes sense to you. Now you can go another step and use another color. In this case, I'll use Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to use the fish images from the Seascape stamp set, or you could use that coral or the seaweed, and just stamp some sea images. And you could do different images in different circles, but just for ease of this demonstration, I'll do them all the same. So as you can see, the ink, of course, is just sitting on top of that acetate on the outside of the circles, but it has stamped through into the circles where the holes are. And I do recommend that you put it on some kind of a scrap paper or cardstock, just so that you don't get ink on anything else that you don't want, where you don't want ink. So let me show you a few other examples. So this is the rainbow card that I posted a few days ago here on YouTube, and there's a complete video, there's a complete tutorial on how to achieve this. And I have used the shaded summer dies for this. So what I did was I cut using this die out of the acetate 6 times in just various places, and then I cut using this die out of the basic white, and once the sponging and stamping was done, I placed those dies over top. So this is just ink underneath here, and then the die sitting on top. So it looks more dimensional than it actually is, or it looks like there's more layers than there actually are. Now, I realized that you don't actually have to use this one for cutting the template and this one for the dies. You could cut everything with just this one because their outlines are actually the same in this particular case. And this one that you can see, I used 5 different ink colors for the blending. And then on this one, on the butterfly card, I have used the Butterfly Brilliance dies, and this one actually comes with a die that just cuts all the outlines. So I was able to just run that through and cut a complete template in one go. And then through the template, I sponged Mango Melody and the polished pink and did some stamping, and then used the 6 detailed dies to then place the butterflies over top. So hopefully that makes more sense to you, and I encourage you to give this simple and fun, effective technique a try. This is Jackie Williams, and thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.